All right. Good morning, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. I hope it was restful and full of relaxation. Welcome to Check It Out for May 30th, 2023. And if I can go to the next slide, there we go. My name is Janeé Jackson-Doering. I am the Youth Services Consultant for the State Library of Iowa. There's my contact information, my phone number, my email. Please give me a buzz if you have any questions regarding summer reading, programming ideas, things you just want to run by, need advice. Please, I am more than happy to help. I'm even available for library visits. So I'm actually able to drive now. Yay. So please give me a buzz and just let me know what I can do to help you. So what's the plan? We're going to do things a little different this time around because I read all the comments from the evaluations and I'm taking those to heart. So thank you. And please fill out those evaluation forms. They are so helpful to Sam and myself. So our plan today, we're going to look at storytime standouts. We're going to look at nonfiction books. There's been a big request for second and third grade chapter books. So I'm going to do a small segment on second and third grade chapter books. We'll take a peek at teen fiction, early readers, graphic novels, and manga. I added a manga this time around because there was one that had to be on your radar. And graphic novels are going to be a separate segment. We'll also have picture books. Also, some upcoming books you should check out. There's some really cool stuff coming down the pike, and I know everybody's busy, but I wanted to make sure it's on your radar. I'll share with you what I'm reading and also some upcoming events. So let's get started. So first, storytime standouts. Yay! The best books to use for storytime. Let's see what we got. There we go. The first book on my list is How Dinosaurs Went Extinct. It is a safety guide. This is by Amy Dyckman, and it's illustrated by Jennifer Harney. This book got a starred reviews from the Bulletin for the Center of Children's Books. And this is a cute dinosaur picture book. If you have dinosaur enthusiasts, this is the book for you. So what happens is during a hilarious family trip to the museum, a dad describes to his son how 23 different species of reckless, goofy dinosaurs met their fate. Brachiosaurus swallowed his gum. The velociraptor picked its nose. Spinosaurus swam after eating. I wanted to show this picture because it shows the Spinosaurus who swam after eating, and he's got a cramp. He's got a cramp in its body part. And the Tyrannosaurus Rex, well, he died because he didn't change his underwear. And he says, "Hey, what's the worst that could happen? Pretty gross if you don't change your underwear." This is a very funny picture book that I was laughing out loud with great illustrations. The cool thing about this picture book is I love how they add the pronunciation for caregivers or librarians reading this book to kids. Because let's face it, it's hard to pronounce dinosaur names. It's hard. So having that pronunciation is so super helpful. So this is great for dinosaur enthusiasts, great for kids, anyone that just loves dinosaurs, or if you're planning a dinosaur story time, this is the book for you. The next book that I'm going to show is called The Night Tent, and this is written and illustrated by Landis Blair. This received a starred review in Booklist, and this book focuses on Watson. He's a young boy who just can't get to sleep. He doesn't want to know about the creepy crawlies under his bed, but he notices a mysterious light coming from under his covers. And so he throws the covers over his head, and it leads him down this magical path. It's through a forest, and it's magical. It's onto a magical adventure. There's creatures, there's a trolley, and this is just a sweet, perfectly, beautifully illustrated picture book. It'd be great for a bedtime story time. It'd be good for a tent or nighttime story time under the stars. This gave me such Where the Wild Things Are vibes. It kind of has that feeling to it, so you could pair it with Where the Wild Things Are. Beautiful illustrated book. So get your hands on The Night Tent by Landis Blair. Okay, we are going to move to nonfiction books. And I'm going to move this over here. And someone said the book is a lot of fun. Paula Spoo said the book is a lot of fun. Which book was that, Paula? If she can add that into the chat. Okay, let's see. Our first book for nonfiction is The Book of Turtles. The Book of Turtles is written by Cy Montgomery and Matt Patterson. And this book here received a starred review from Kirkus. And this book is cool because it has all kinds of turtles in this title. There's beautiful illustrations of turtles, their habitats, their environment. Kids get to see the bones of a turtle to see exactly what kinds of bones are inside turtles. In the back of the book, there are resources, there is a glossary, and a bibliography as well. If you have turtle enthusiasts or kids who are just interested in turtles, or if you're looking to beef up your nonfiction collection, definitely pick up The Book of Turtles by Cy Montgomery and Matt Patterson. Our next book is called Wombats Are Pretty Weird by Abby Cushman. And this book contains informative, expressive, and kind of just really goofy, funny illustrations all about wombats. And it details 3 different kinds of wombats. This book has narration, sidebars for kids for easy reading, speech balloons, and the dialogue in it is just funny. It's silly, funny, but educational. I love these illustrations of the different kinds of wombats that kids can look at. Again, this would be a great title to beef up your nonfiction collection, because I know sometimes it's hard to read nonfiction and books come out so much, but your nonfiction section is a great area. A lot of books check out from that section, and kids love animal books. So if you're looking to beef up that nonfiction collection, grab Wombats Are Pretty Weird by Abby Cushman. Okay, we're going to move quickly as I can to 2nd and 3rd grade chapter books. You guys have asked so much for 2nd and 3rd grade chapter books. I'm hearing you loud and clear. Let's see what I got for you. So this is going to be for the 2nd and 3rd grade segment this time around. This is all the 3rd book in the series. Imagine that. I picked all books that are the 3rd book in the series, and they're brand new. The first one on my list is The One and Only Ruby. This is book 3 of the One and Only Ivan series, and it's written by Catherine Applegate. It recently just received a star review and book list. This book is a novel in verse, and it picks up a few months after the events of The One and Only Bob. And it focuses on Ruby, this cute elephant. Her former name is Dooney, and Ruby is at the Wild World Zoological Park. And Ruby's in a pickle because her tusks are coming in, and she's not ready for the celebration known as Tusk Day. Her 5 adopted elephant aunts all tell her how to prepare for tusks and for Tusk Day. But she also sees her human caretaker that comes and visits her. And when that human caretaker comes from the elephant orphanage to visit her, Ruby starts to share her life before entering in the circus. She is friends with Uncle Ivan, the gorilla, and Uncle Bob, the dog, and she relies on them. And she starts to share memories of her mother who was killed by hunters. And she remembers her Aunt Stella. The memories that she shares of these female elephant figures are both warm and traumatic at the same time. I feel like Applegate, she details these dire circumstances facing the elephants in the wild, including climate change and poaching. She does a great job of sharing all this information while showing the elephants in their fierceness and their loyalty, and just highlighting the bond between Ivan, Bob, and Ruby. It's a beautiful story. There's parts of it that just make you sad, but there's parts that show how resilient Ruby is. So it's a beautiful, beautiful book. There are black and white illustrations, and it is told through poetry form, a novel in verse. So if you have friends that love the first two books, definitely grab The One and Only Ruby by Katherine Applegate. The next book on my list is called Starla Jean Cracks the Case. This is written by Elena K. Arnold, and it's illustrated by A.N. Kang. This is the third book in the Starla Jean series. But let me ask you a question. Have you ever walked a chicken on a leash? I know that sounds pretty weird, but this is the fun that you'll get when you read Starla Jean Cracks the Case. Starla Jean is a chicken expert. She has a pet chicken, and it's named Opal Egg, and a cute baby sister named Willa, who's adorable. She loves bubbles, and she loves to play with bubbles. So while on a walk, Starla notices a mysterious bead that's just lying down on the ground, and she finds another one, and another, and another. And the beads don't belong to her. They don't belong to any of her neighbors, Nate, Jules, or Mr. Marcos. So Starla, Willa, and Opal Egg, they have to find out who the beads belong to. This is a funny story. It has sweet illustrations. And I gotta tell you, there's a funny scene where Starla tries and fails miserably to put Opal Egg in a harness to go for a walk. That made me laugh out loud. This is a funny book, and it's perfect for second graders. I would give this to readers who liked Mercy Watson. If you have those readers who are ready for something other than Mercy Watson, give them Starla Jean Cracks the Case by Elena K. Arnold. Our next third book is Only Marisol Rainey, and this is by Erin and Trada Kelly. This is the third book in the Marisol series. Marisol is a young child who loves to ride her bicycle with her best friend, Jada. Her mother is a science teacher, and Marisol is very curious. She's always wanting to ask questions and learn more about the world. The only thing that Marisol does not like is the dangerous dog in her neighborhood. She calls the dog Daggers, and she's afraid of this dog. This dog is a German Shepherd, by the way. But Marisol doesn't know that. She's just frightened of this dog, and she doesn't want to ride around it. But Daggers gets loose, and when he is loose, Marisol unexpectedly rescues him. In this book, readers will see Marisol face her fear of dogs. She's also teaching her best friend Felix how to ride a bike and how to be kind to bullies. This book has black and white illustrations, short chapters, so it's perfect for that second to third grade crowd. A cute story, very fun. So definitely pick up Only Marisol Rainey. Okay, we are going to switch gears, and we are going to move to teen fiction. So if you have someone that wants to read a book by the pool this summer, you should recommend Liar's Beach to them. This book is written by Katie Cotugno, and this author is primarily known for YA romance novels, but this time she's taking a spin on a classic. This book is kind of a spin off of the Agatha Christie classic murder mystery, The Mysterious Affair at Styles. So in this story, you'll meet Michael Linden. Everyone calls him Linden. He is suffering from a concussion. He plays lacrosse for the college prep school, and he had a nasty concussion, but he's a liar. He lies to all these rich people, and they don't know his secrets. At his prep school, he has a roommate named Jasper, and Jasper invites him back to their family home at August House, which is on Martha's Vineyard. So Lyndon knows he doesn't belong there. He doesn't belong with all these rich people. So he's really feeling kind of insecure. And all of the people that Jasper introduces him to have something to hide. And here's the thing, it's just so good. This book reminded me so much of We Were Liars, which is one of my favorite mysteries by E. Lockhart. So it's giving that vibe, but all of his friends notice something is wrong because one of their friends is found dead in the pool at Jasper's place. And all of his friends, all of Lyndon's friends write it off as, yeah, it's an accident. Yeah, we don't want to talk about it. They're just being really hush hush. But someone notices something is wrong. So instead of readers meeting Poirot from Agatha Christie's books, you will meet a brash teen young woman named Holiday Proctor, who's best friends with Lyndon because they grew up together. And she thinks that this was no accident. So if you like elusive characters, if you like that eerie feeling that you got with We Were Liars, you definitely bring this to the pool and read Liar's Beach by Katie Katubno. Our next book is called Imogen, Obviously. This is written by Becky Albertalli. This book received a ton of starred reviews from Booklist, Publishers Weekly, Kirkus, School Library Journal, Book Page, and Shelf Awareness. This is an LGBTQ plus novel, and it's about Imogen Scott. She's a high school senior, she's heterosexual, but she is a big, huge ally to her two queer friends, Gretchen and Lily. And Imogen attends all the Pride Alliance meetings with them too. Something to know about Lily is that Lily just came out as queer, and she's in college and she's hanging out with a lot of new queer friends. So Imogen visits Lily on campus, but Lily has a little bit of a bombshell. What she did, she told all of her college friends that Imogen and her used to date. So none of them know that Imogen is heterosexual, not even Lily's best friend, Tessa. So this is a diverse LGBTQ contemporary novel. It explores themes of identity, sexuality, friendship, and how far you're willing to go as far as keeping secrets. It's entertaining, it's refreshing, heartfelt, and it's perfect for Pride Month, which is coming up next month. So if you have teens looking for a new LGBTQ read, give them Imogen, Obviously, by Becky Albertalli. Okay, my next book is called Miles Morales Suspended. This is written by Jason Reynolds and illustrated by Zeke Pena. This received a starred review in School Library Journal, and this is about 16-year-old Miles. It picks up from the first book. 16-year-old Miles has had it. He's had it. He was bitten by the spider and saved the world as Spider-Man in the last book. But the last place he wants to be right now is not at school. Right now, he's in-school suspension. Why did he get in-school suspension? Because he's told his history teacher off. His history teacher was making him feel uncomfortable. And so he decided to tell him off. And as a result, he's in-school suspension with a couple of his friends. And so he's thinking it's just going to be a boring day of doing worksheets and sitting in suspension doing just work. But there's a classmate that's sitting next to him and no one else sees it, but Miles can see that this classmate has termites crawling all over him. He has termites crawling all over him. He keeps erasing his papers. And Miles notices that the worksheets that he's supposed to be working on, the letters change. And Miles is starting to realize something's not right. So this one day of in-school suspension that's supposed to be boring is far from boring. And his spidey senses start tingling as he goes head to head with this unexpected enemy who wants to destroy the world's history, especially history in Black and brown books. I gotta tell you, this was a fun read to read. Jason has the awesome ability of mixing storytelling with poems. And throughout this book, you have story and then poetry. And it was a quick read. Zeke's black and white and gray illustrations brought the story to life. If you have reluctant readers, this would be a great book to give them. If you have fans of Spider-Man, especially the upcoming movie that's coming up, I think it comes out this Friday, this would be great to give them as well. Now we are going to switch gears again. We are going to move to early readers. So I have two books right here on the screen for you. Both books received starred reviews from School Library Journal. The first one to your left is called Graduation Day, and that is written by Candace Ransom and illustrated by Ashley Evans. So in Graduation Day, this young man who has a little diploma and the cap and gown, he's celebrating his last day in kindergarten and everything he's learned in his classroom. Learning to tie his shoes, though, is still pretty hard. But he says, goodbye, cubby, goodbye, hall, goodbye, classrooms, till next fall. This book has eye-pleasing illustrations. It's bright, it's colorful, and the rhyming words help kids pick up words to read, beginning words and sentences. And even though the child is graduating from kindergarten, this would be good for a child who's just going into kindergarten and to learn what kindergartners do in the classroom. So this would be a cute, cute story for them. The second book to your right is called Nat the Cat Takes a Bath. And that is by Jared Lerner. Nat is a gray cat who, let's face it, he just needs to take a bath. He's stinky, he has flies swarming around him, and Nat's really hesitant to get in the bath. He asks for a towel, he asks for bubbles to be put in the bathtub, he asks for a bath toy, but Nat still won't get into the tub. And you're wondering, why won't Nat get in the tub? Come to find out, Nat is afraid of getting wet. But Pat the rat isn't afraid, and the rat jumps in, and finally Nat is able to get in and have fun in the tub. This book has repeating sentences, repeating phrases, and it helps beginning readers learn to read with the engaging pictures. Both of these titles would be a winner for anyone that's looking for beginning reading books. We also have Ty's Travels, Camp Out. And this is written by Kelly Starling Lyons and illustrated by Nina Mata. And this is about a young little boy named Ty and his family. His family is planning to go on a camping trip. But when the thunderstorm cancels the outdoor camping trip, Ty comes up with a plan to make camp indoors. So he uses his imagination with him and his family. They make an indoor tent with blankets. They pretend to go fishing. They make s'mores in front of the fireplace and sing songs with a guitar with twinkle lights inside. The illustrations are very childlike. There's crayon-like drawings to show Ty drawing and making the plans for their camping trip or their indoor camping trip. This is I Can Read Comics. And so each speech bubble has 1 to 2 sentences on each page. This is a level 1, so it has simple story, a simple text for shared reading. And in the front of the book, it has a quick how-to section for parents who are teaching their kids how to read comics. So I found that to be very helpful. So definitely check out Ty's Travels Camp Out by Kelly Starling Lyons. Okay, we are switching gears to graphic novels and manga. Here we go. Our first one is called Shakti, and this is a middle grade novel. It's written by S.J. Sindhu and illustrated by Nabi H. Ali. This received starred reviews in the Bulletin of the Center for Children's Books and Publishers Weekly. And this is about a little girl named Shakti. She is of Indian descent, and she's always used to being the new girl at school. She has 2 mothers, and they are expecting a baby, but they have moved more times than they can count. And what people don't know is that Shakti's mother, Amma, has powers. Now, they've relocated several times, and now they have relocated to Massachusetts. So Shakti is at a new school. She's made a new best friend called Z, and she has other classmates. Although these three classmates that Shakti really doesn't like, they're nicknamed the Mean Girls. They are Harini, Emily, and Kelly, or they're known as Heck, H-E-K, by the other girls. Also, what Shakti sees is that the teachers are bending to the Mean Girls' will. What do I mean by that? Basically, they're ignoring their bad behavior. The teachers ignore Shakti and other classmates during class. They are sending her bad messages in her locker. And Shakti and Z are just tired of it. They are just so tired of them. But Shakti and Z one day are walking in the woods and they find the three girls, Harini, Emily, and Kelly, casting spells. And they're casting spells in the woods. And so the girls start to fear for their other classmates. So Shakti calls on Durga Ma, which is the goddess of protection, to protect everyone and to stop the mean girls from casting these spells. But what happens is she accidentally summons Kali Ma, which is the goddess of destruction. And Kali Ma wants to destroy everything in its path. So Shakti not only has to grow up a little faster, she has to rely on her family to cast spells to stop this. But then her mother, who's pregnant, starts to go into labor, so they can't help. So now Shakti takes it upon herself to stop these girls and stop Kali Ma. It is a beautifully illustrated book. It teaches kids about friendship. And the cool thing with this story is that Shakti is able to look at each of the three mean girls and see through her spells how they became so mean. Why are they so mean? And even though Shakti totally would love to just get rid of these girls, she has empathy and she says, you know what? I know they're mean, but they still are a part of this world. It's teaching this empathy to kids. And that's what I really appreciated about this graphic novel. So definitely pick up Shakti. Our next graphic novel is called Parachute Kids. It's a middle grade story, and it's written and illustrated by Betty C. Tang. This received starred reviews in Kirkus and School Library Journal and Booklist. And the term parachute kids refers to immigrant children who came to the United States while their parents stayed behind in their home country. And this particular story is based on the author's childhood experience moving to America. It's centered in 1981. So after a 2-week family vacation tour of Los Angeles, California, you have 10-year-old Fang Li and her older brother and sister. They're here in the United States, but they're shocked to learn that they will remain in California while their mother and father are forced to return to Taiwan. The kids are scared. They're forced to learn so many new things. They have to learn how to navigate a new school. They are struggling with learning English. They even change their names. So Fang Li's name is changed to Anne, and her older sister Jia is changed to Jessie. They have to deal with bullies, racism, and just the pressures of running a household. And these kids run from ages 10 to 16. This is a compelling story. It's a mix of fiction, anecdotes, and memories. And there's 6 to 7 spreads on a page. One thing to note, the red text in yellow speech bubbles indicates when the kids are speaking in Chinese. The black and white text in white speech bubbles indicates when they're speaking English. But it's a very powerful book. So definitely pick up Parachute Kids by Betty C. Tang. Next book we have is 83 Days in Mariupol. This is a war diary. This is specifically for upper teens. This is written by Don Brown. This received starred reviews in Booklist, School Library Journal, and the Bulletin of the Center for Children's Books. let me just forewarn you, this is a very powerful book and it does not sugarcoat. It captures the complexities of war right now going on in Ukraine and the people who stayed in the city of Mariupol to defend against Russian forces during the early days of the war. This is told in black and white and gray illustrations. It details how the war started and the pain and cost of war on both sides of the issue. I really liked how the author used quotes even from Russian soldiers. There was one Russian soldier that said he felt tricked into becoming a part of the war. It talks about how families fled. You see images of, and these were very well done images of people dying in the streets. It does not sugarcoat the issues, especially rape. It does not sugarcoat it. The images were tastefully done, nothing offensive, nothing just, how should I put it? It was just tastefully done so you didn't feel offended, but it was a powerful book. So if you get a chance, read 83 Days in Mariupol by Don Brown. The next book on my list is a teen manga, and this is called Shoha Shulton, Volume 1. This is written by Akanari Asakura, and illustrated by Takeshi Obata. This received a starred review in School Library Journal. And this is about a young man named Azmichi. He's shy. He has secretly been studying comedy. He loves everything comedy. What he's supposed to be doing is studying to get into Tokyo University. At least that's what his father thinks. But Azmichi just loves comedy. He has an outgoing classmate named Taiyo, and Taiyo has big dreams of being funny, but he really doesn't follow through with how to get there. The two of them are asked to team up, and they are going to take the comedy world by storm, or that's what they think. So Azmichi ropes Taiyo into performing into a comedy duo with him at a school show. And there's just hijinks abound. They have a lot of black and white illustrations. And this is pretty cool. This is the first book in the series. And what I liked about it, it showed teens how the Japanese comic scene works and creating a comedy sketch from scratch. So if you like humorous mangas, if you have a teen that's looking for something, a manga that's a little lighter, you can recommend Shoha Shulton Volume 1. Okay, now we are going to move to picture books. The first book, I'm going to move my toggle here. It is called 100 Mighty Dragons, All Named Broccoli. This is written by David LaRochelle. I love David LaRochelle. He wrote Moo, and it's a tiger. And it's illustrated by Leanne Chow. This comical counting adventure follows 100 dragons, and they're all named Broccoli. And they all go on their own separate journeys until there's one dragon left. And that one dragon retreats to a cave for the winter. But so it starts with 100 dragons and then it narrows it down. And so I showed the spread here. It says 38 mighty dragons, all named Broccoli. A mysterious wizard appeared and turned one dragon into a unicorn, one dragon into a werewolf, one dragon into a zombie, and one dragon into a tiny pink poodle. There's even some dragons that go to play for the Green Bay Packers, which I found quite the hoot because I'm a Bears fan. And there's even a dragon named Elvis. This was super cute. It's a funny counting picture book, but not in the counting way that you think. It doesn't do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It starts with 100 and then breaks it kind of down by tens. But super cute, colorful, funny, and you'll get to know all the dragons at the end of this book. And our next book is called Some of These Are Snails. This is written and illustrated by Carter Higgins. This is an adorable picture book. It's kind of got that board book feel to it because it's got that heavy board construction. But don't be fooled. It's not a board book. It is definitely a picture book. This book has bright, crisp illustrations in it. And the cool thing about it is that it explores sorting, classification, patterns. So it may have circle, circle, square, or circle, triangle, circle. And Jen is saying, yes, it looks like Eric Carle art. It is kind of reminiscent of Eric Carle art. But if you have preschoolers learning shapes, patterns, this would be a perfect book to give to them or to give to caregivers that are starting pattern recognition and shape recognition. Beautifully well done. Our next book is Juneteenth. Juneteenth is written by Vans G. Garrett, and it's illustrated by Reginald C. Adams and Samson Bimbo Adenuga. This is a story about a young Black child who is experiencing the magic of Juneteenth and the parade, the magic of the parade. Juneteenth celebrates the end of slavery. And so this family is going to the parade, and this young child is just enamored with everything at this parade. There's food, there's music, and this child is coming to understand the purpose of celebrating Juneteenth and why the celebration happens every year and why they celebrate African-American history. The text in this story also includes lyrics from Lift Every Voice and Sing, which is the unofficial Black national anthem. This is a beautiful picture book, and it's just a beautiful celebration of Juneteenth and Black joy. So if you have families that are looking for picture books about Juneteenth and the celebrations that take place, this would be a perfect recommendation for that. 10 Cats. Oh, I love a good cat book. I love a good cat book, and I love cats. This one is a winner. I love Emily Gravitt's books, and this is her newest one, 10 Cats. And she wrote and illustrated it. But this is a cute story. And what happens when you have one white cat and 9 other cats that find red, blue, and yellow paint cans? You get color chaos. That's what happens. So readers will get to see these simple colors. They get to learn about simple colors and counting in this counting gem. The book counts up from 1 to 10. And you see the cats play and stretch until the 4 cats with patches bust open the red paint can and encourages the other cats to play and frolic in the blue yellow paint. This kind of is reminiscent of Mouse Paint a little bit. And I see Sam's comment, it is reminiscent of the book Mouse Paint. But kids can learn about what colors make green, purple, and orange, and while learning how to count. This is colorful, it's fun, and dare I say, it's perfect for preschoolers and older toddlers. Did you see how I did that? Perfect, sorry. I know it's Tuesday humor, I'm sorry. Thank you, Laura. Laura's laughing. The next book on my list is called Simon and the Better Bone. This is written and illustrated by Corey R. Tabor. This received a starred review in Publishers Weekly, and this is another winner from Corey. Corey is the author of the picture book Mel Fell. I don't know if you guys have heard that picture book, Mel Fell. You got to get that picture book. It's an awesome picture book. But this book, Simon and the Better Bone, is based on Aesop's fable, The Dog and His Reflection. Only this time, this fable has a happier ending. So our dog here, Simon, he sees another dog in the pond that looks just like him. He's basically seeing his reflection in the pond. And he notices, hey, that dog kind of looks like me. Hey, that dog has a bone just like Simon's, only better. So Simon is wondering, how can he get that other dog to trade the bone when the other pup knows all of the same tricks? And I love these illustrations where Simon is trying his other tricks. He's looking at the water, he's growling, he's twirling around, trying to get this bigger bone, but you'll have to see what happens to him. But it has beautiful illustrations, and this is just a funny, awesome, sweet picture book. The Moon Remembers. This is written and illustrated by E.B. Goodale. This received starred reviews in Publishers Weekly, Kirkus, and Book Page. But this is just a lyrical story about how the moon is a guardian for everyone. It has nice, calming text. The pictures are beautiful, but it just gives this reassurance to the kids that the moon remembers. It remembers you. It remembers your parents as children. It's very calming, very sweet picture book. If you have a parent that says, hey, I need a bedtime book, I'm sick of reading the same book over and over again, can you please give me a different book? You can recommend The Moon Remembers to give them that nice, calming feel to bedtime. Okay, so I had to add this. I just had to add this. You know, there's so many books that come out, especially during summer. There's so many books that came out during May that I was like, holy cats, man, how do I do this? So I put together a quick little segment called Upcoming Books You Should Check Out, because I just couldn't help it. I was like, I got to tell y'all about these books. I got to tell y'all. So this book, these are the 3 books I'm really excited for that are coming out pretty soon. The first one on your left is called You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight. This is a teen fiction book. It's written by Kaylin Bayron. It comes out June 20th. This book is on NPR's summer book list to watch out for 2023. This is a YA LGBTQ horror book. Yes, I love my horror. But this is about a young girl named Charity. Charity is working her dream job. She gets to be a final girl. That's the girl that survives at Camp Mirror Lake. I kind of chuckled at that name, Camp Mirror Lake. I was like, okay, Camp Crystal Lake. But Camp Mirror Lake is a horror-themed interactive tourist attraction. So during the last weekend of the season, people start dying. All of her coworkers are dying. And they start disappearing, they start dying. And Charity and her girlfriend, Bezzy, they have to find out who the killer is while uncovering secrets of Camp Mirror Lake that they didn't know about. I am so pumped up for this book. I can't wait to read it. I want to read it by the pool. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, oodles of fun. The second book on my list is called Glitter Everywhere: Where It Came From, Where It's Found, and Where It's Going. This is by Chris Barton and Chaya Prabhat, and this is coming out June 27th. Now, let's face it, I know y'all don't. Some of you like glitter, some of you don't. Glitter is just very hard to get out, especially after a craft story time or a craft program. You know how hard it is to get off the table and off the carpet. But if you love glitter, this book might be for you. Even if you hate glitter, this book might be for you too. But this teaches kids about that tiny, shiny confetti. What makes glitter glitter? Why does it stick to everything? Who invented it? Where does it come from? I want to know these things, and I hope you do too. So Glitter Everywhere. Make sure you pick it up. And that comes out June 27th. And then September 26th. September 26th is The Wild Robot Protects. This is the 3rd book in this popular series, and this is for grades 3rd and up. This is by Peter Brown. In this 3rd installment, what is happening, Roz and the animals are on their island, and everything is supposed to be perfect. But a mysterious, dangerous band of water that is surrounding the island, and the animals are forced inland to fight over resources. And Roz calms and organizes the animals, but there's a poison tide that takes a terrible toll on the island. So the wild robot is setting across the ocean and is determining to stop the poison tide. I am stoked for all these books. I can't wait for them to come out. So put them on your radar, put them in your Baker and Taylor cart, because you know kids will ask, and teens too. So with the couple minutes I've got, what am I reading? All these books. It's a book palooza today. I told Sam that too. Today's a book palooza. So I got a lot of goodies that I am going to be reading. The first one on your left is Warrior Girl Unearthed. It received a starred review in School Library Journal. It is by Angeline Booley, and it is about a young woman who is the niece of Donis from the first book. Readers are brought back to Sugar Island, and the niece of Donis notices the rising number of missing Indigenous women, and and the numbers are increasing, and it's starting to get close to home. And her family, excuse me, her family becomes embroiled in a high profile murder investigation. This book has greedy grave robbers seeking to profit what belongs to the Anishinaabe tribe. And our protagonist, Perry, she is beginning to question everything. This is worth the read. And Angeline Booley is also, if you don't know, she is also our All Iowa Reads teen author for her previous work, Firekeeper's Daughter. So pick it up. It is hot right now. The second book I am going to start reading this week is called A Long Stretch of Bad Days. This is a murder mystery by Mindy McGinnis. I've heard a lot of buzz about this book, and it did receive a starred review in Booklist. This is about two different girls, Lydia Chass and Bristol Jameson. These girls have nothing in common except for one thing. They are both one credit shy of graduating high school. So these two women have to form an unexpected partnership. Lydia is looking into the town's history to record a podcast, and they're investigating the long stretch of bad days. It was a week when their town, Henley, was hit by a tornado, a flash flood, and its first and only unsolved murder. So as their investigation is going, they're learning about buried secrets, and they're learning about a lot of secrets that don't want to see the light of day. And when these threats that they're getting escalate, the girls have to uncover the truth before the dark history that they're finding catches up with them. This has gotten a lot of great press. I can't wait to get my hands on that and start reading it. And then the third book I checked out a couple days ago. This is called Why Fathers Cry at Night. And this is written by Kwame Alexander. We all know Kwame Alexander from his work, The Crossover, Booked. We know him through his work with children and teen literature. This is a nonfiction memoir from Kwame. It's told through stories and poems and letters, and of course, recipes. But he takes us through the stories of his parents. He was from being a shy, awkward individual in the sticky Chicago summer. He's learning about love and how his parents loved each other and how they loved him. He explores his own relationships and the difficulties being a father and being a newlywed at that time. I think he was 22 when he had his child, working in a nightclub and dealing with divorce and his second wife. So it's told through recipes, poems, and letters. So that is all I'm reading this week. So really quickly, we do have some upcoming events. I know June is going to be a big busy month for everybody for summer reading, but we still have spots available for our All Iowa Reads author webinars. Nikki Smith, who did a killer presentation in January, she's going to be back with us for the golden hour on Wednesday, June 14th from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock p.m. Angeline Booley will be discussing Firekeeper's Daughter on Tuesday, June 15th from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock p.m. The cool thing about both of these webinars are not going to be moderated by me. They're going to be moderated by a 16-year-old. Lola is from Davenport, and she's a 16-year-old junior from Davenport Central High School. She is the 2023 Iowa Student Poet Ambassador. So she will be asking them questions, and we will also take questions from the audience as well. So invite your teen writing clubs, your cookies and comics groups, spread the word, let everybody know that we're going to have these awesome webinars coming up. And Sam also put the links in the chat. So if you need to, click on that link and you'll be able to register. And of course, we are going to give away books. We have 3 winners. 3 winners will be sent a book prize pack via Iowa Shares. And just congratulations to the April winners, Grace Morrison, Jennifer Wendell, and Tracy Dembinski. Congratulations to the winners. And if you do receive a prize pack, you'll get a whole bunch of books and some advanced reader copies. But please remember, advanced reader copies cannot, I repeat, cannot be put into your collections. You can give them away as prizes. You can give them basically give them away as prizes. You can read them yourself, but they cannot be added to your collection. And Jennifer says, oh my gosh, we were so excited. Yay. Yes, it was awesome. And Sam, can you give me the correct, how should I put this? Not the correct wording, but for the youth endorsement courses, we have updated those.
So we just re-released all 6 modules of the youth services endorsement with Janeé's input and space. So what I will say is if you have already gone through the youth services endorsement, please don't sign up again. But you can head to our YouTube channel to view the content there. If you do not yet have a youth services endorsement, now is a great time to sign up with this fresh content with our new youth services consultant. And we'd love to have you in the program. So let me just drop a link to that in the chat as well. But if you have already gone through, I know you want to hear from Janeé more and more and more, but please don't sign up again. It will be very difficult on our end to track that. But you can audit the content on YouTube, meaning you just watch it for your information. But we'd love to have you there. So yes, so exciting.
Awesome. Thank you, Sam. And thank you, everyone. Check it out. We'll return on Tuesday, June 26th from 11 a.m. to noon. So we will see you then. So be there or be square.
Is that still what the kids say these days?
No, it's what I say because it's so cool. It's so cool.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Janeé. I put it in the chat, but we had the turtle book, the picture book about turtles that you had in your nonfiction one. And my son now obsessed with turtles. So thanks for that. But I don't know if that was you or if that was, I think that's one my husband found. But yeah, that's been a fun one to have around. So, all right. Thanks everyone for coming. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Paula did say, yes, the dinosaur book is fun. Yes, it is a lot of fun, how dinosaurs went extinct.
That one is super cute. Super cute. All right. Thanks everyone for coming, and we'll see you in June.